That muted. Hi everybody. Hey, sorry, I had to have dinner, so yeah. There's that. And this isn't working yet, so hold on. Hi everybody, welcome. I hope this works. I am going to put this up. Streamlabs, why you would disappear? Yes. My internet is dead. Well, if you can see this, probably isn't, so. Nope, no Roblox. Why? Roblox sucks, sorry, but okay. Watching rocket launches live is better than watching them afterwards. It's like a football game. Hold on. Let me swap this. I'll be. I maybe need to switch around this. So yeah, today the last HTV of the entirety of its long history of flight. Well, it's actually short because it's the 9th and final flight. What else? HTV-9, of course, going to the ISS. It's gonna take about 5 days to get there. And it is now the 20th, so they'll dock it on the 25th, just before the for the Dragon launches. Yes, that's it. Sorry, my brain is not cooperating today. So yeah, how's everybody? I'm hoping for a good launch. I haven't checked Twitter, so I need to do that, and I can't do that on here, so side screen. And everything is good. Looking at it. Picture 30 minutes for launch, 16 minutes ago. Seems okay. Yes, hopefully we'll get a good launch. Yeah, I'm watching the official JAXA stream if it is high enough quality. Because NASA just mirrors it and that's it, so yeah. I think I can try and look it up. Yeah, I set this up earlier and then my mom asked me to come and have dinner, and I was like, but yeah, rocket launches. That's how it works. Well, it isn't actually. Hold on. If we can get this in HD, well, I'll swap over just before launch. 3, 2, 1, snap. I was too quick. Hold on, I need to. Yes. Stream died. Oh. Could be my internet though. That is quite possible. Oh, my audio's muted. Okay. Well, let's keep this going. I thought you were not able to hear the audio. Well, there's nothing interesting. Yes, so HTV-9, last series of batteries going to the ISS in the external payload bay. What else is going on? A whole load of experiments, cargo, food, water, probably oxygen. Yeah, so supplies. It's the final one. The HTV will continue as HTV-X, which I don't know if they call it HTV-10 or HTV-X as in X as in 10. And the stream just died. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, they switched to ISS mission control. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a successful launch, and next time we'll see the HTV-10 or HTV-X fly is on a H3 rocket, which is quite interesting. And that's the final go, no go. Hold on.
And as launch controllers in Tanegashima count down the final 10.5 minutes until liftoff, this view from an external camera on the International Space Station as it approaches the southern coast of Chile, about to begin its southwest to northeasterly trajectory that will take the International Space Station up the eastern coast of South America.
Consequently, we are launching the H2V launch vehicle number 9, carrying the HTV-9 named Kono-39 at 2:31:00 a.m. Japan Standard Time.
打ち上げ10分前になりました。種子島宇宙センター高崎総合司令塔から H2B ロケット9号機の打ち上げ状況。
You are hearing conversation both in Japanese and English from Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency personnel in Tanegashima, reporting the status of the countdown. Everything is go for launch, now inside 9.5 minutes.
Our launch site operators have given reports that the final checks are underway. All is looking good.
Sorry, I have to tweet out everything. Let's go. I don't even know. Oh, we're up to 5. Hi guys. Welcome.
The terminal countdown operations for the H2V Flight 9 started, and we are now in the final stage of the terminal countdown operations.
打ち上げ8分前より打ち上げに向けた秒読みが開始されます。
We will start the terminal countdown at T-8 minutes.
I'll move my image. Hold on. Yes, there we go. In my opinion, the H2B is one of the prettiest rockets, seeing it take off. I like the H2B. It's a good rocket, also, because I believe the HTV is like over 16 tons, closer to 20. So I can look it up, but I don't. Well, I can look it up on my phone. So it's quite a heavy. Well, it is the heavy lifter, but it's good at its job.
It's 8 minutes to launch. We have initiated the final countdown.
Yes.
種子島宇宙センター高崎総合司令塔から H2B ロケット9号機の打ち上げ状況をお伝えしております。
We are reporting the H2V number 9 launch line.
Well, they're starting their
7.5 minutes until launch.
almost
Everything
infinite
proceeding
countdown.
on track for the liftoff of the H-2B rocket at 12:31 p.m. Central Time, 2:31 a.m. Japan time on Thursday from
Oh, it
the
is 6
Yoshinobu
tons, I
launch
think.
complex at the Tanegashima Launch
No,
Center
it's 16
in
tons,
southern
yes.
Japan. Everything has gone extremely well with the preparation of this vehicle that will carry, amongst other things, the final set of new lithium-ion batteries for the upgrades to the International Space Station's power system, an endeavor that began in January of 2017 and which will be completed in the months ahead to upgrade the station's power systems for its solar arrays and all of its various systems and payloads.
Yes. And again, the launch window is instantaneous, so anything holding the countdown will result in a scrub.
380
That's an interesting burn of flare at the bottom. I don't know where it is. I think it's a reflection on the camera itself, but
This view, a closer view of the H-2B rocket, you see the vehicle bathed in blue light.
hold on.
This in honor of healthcare workers fighting on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in honor of all of the workers at the Tanegashima Space Center in southern Japan who have worked through
meters per second from the northwest.
Sorry.
The weather
Switching
constraints for
webcast because this is higher quality.
の打ち上げ予定時刻は
I
日
know
本時間の
quality
午
over
後
quantity,
2
but
時31分00秒です。
yeah, quality over quantity.
today's scheduled
So-
liftoff time is 2:31:00 a.m. Japan Standard
But
Time.
if something holds the countdown, they have to scrub to
310
after,
308
well, maybe tomorrow.
306
I think
305
it's possible.
303
But
302
let's not hope.
301 300
Let's hope that doesn't
衛
happen.
星系準備完了。
The satellite systems are go.
290 89 88 87 86 85 84 83 82 81 280 79 78 78
Looks like the hydrogen burn-off is in a pit and not in a flour stack.
71
自動カウントダウンシーケンス開始。
Automatic countdown sequence has been initiated.
種子島宇宙センター竹崎総合司令塔から H2B ロケット9号機の打ち上げ状況をお伝えしております。
This is a live launch feed of the 9th H-2B launch vehicle from the Takesaki Range Control Center, the JAXA Tanegashima Space Center.
Yeah, if it gets scrubbed, they also the thing about the May
発生と発射
27
されて
launch.
います。
Yeah, they have a.
Landing operation
and
of the launch vehicle.
I think it takes 5 days for this to get to the ISS, so they can launch tomorrow again. But if then tomorrow doesn't work, they need to move it after the DM2 launch date and docking date. But let's not hope it. Let's hope it doesn't get scrubbed. It just launches now.
205 204 203 202 201 200 99 98 97
But the difference between the H2A and the H2B is the core stage. The core stage has on the H2A has
88
is smaller and has one engine, and this is wider and has two main engines.
83 82 81 180
打ち上げ3分前です。
3 minutes and counting.
75
全システムの電源が外部から内部に切り替えられました。
The power system has been switched to the internal systems.
67
Internal power.
65
Yes.
64
1段液体水素系準備完了。
We have completed the pressurization of the liquid hydrogen system of the H-2B's first stage.
So everything is brought up to flight pressure.
150 140 39 38 37 36 35 34 33 32 31 130 29 28 27 26 25 24 23 22 21 120 19 18 17 16 15 14 13 12 11 110 109 108 107 106 105
The only annoying thing about about Japanese webcasts is that they count down for so long.
Initialization complete of the liquid oxygen system of the first stage.
2段液体酸素系液体水素系準備完了
Followed by the pressurization of liquid oxygen and hydrogen system of the second stage. They are now complete.
フレームデフレクター冷却開始
Cooling initiates at the flame deflector of the launch deck.
So like on the space shuttle, this one has sparklers just before launch. 1 minute.
53、52、51、50、49、48、47、46、45、44、43、42、41、40、39、38、37、36、35、34、
ウォーターカーテン散水開始
At the launch deck, the sound suppression water system has been activated.
Hi Simon, yeah, just in time.
24、23、22、21、20、19、18、17、
There we go. Sparklers are about to ignite. There we go. Sparklers. Sparklers.
Activating the thermal battery.
全システム準備完了
All systems are go.
Ignition.
エンジンスタート
Liftoff. Yes, there we go.
リフト
Liftoff of the last HTV.
HTV ロケット9号機は2020年5月21日午前2時31分00秒に種子島宇宙センターから打ち上げられました
We have a liftoff of the HTV launch vehicle number 9 carrying Commodore 9 from Space Center at 2:31:00 a.m.
Nice.
on May
Let's see if we can get this up to HD. Yes.
Japan Standard Time.
打ち上げ以降ロケットの管制は吉信発射管制塔か
I
ら
love the
総合
whistle
司
the
令
rocket
塔に引き継がれてい
makes.
ます
Following liftoff, the operation control of the launch vehicle has been switched from the blockhouse to the range control center.
ロケットは現在徐々に南東方向の太平洋
So
上を
the
飛行してい
boosters
ます
burn for about 90
The
seconds,
is now flying
and then
below
they'll get discarded,
ロケットは正常に飛行中であり
and they'll be
種子島
separated
地上
into
局は
pairs.
正
So
常にロケットの追尾を
the
行ってい
two
ます
across each other will be separated in
and the
pairs.
international station is tracking the launch vehicle very well.
There we go. Still looking good. You can see all the solid debris from the. I actually think it's ice falling off the vehicle. It's cool. It looks nominal though. It doesn't look like anything's falling apart. And it can also be isolation from the fairing maybe, so nothing to be worried about. It's not aliens. There we go, coming up on burnout.
SRBA 燃焼終了
SLBs have burned out.
And they've burned out, coming up in separation. You'll be able to see that. There we go. Sep 1.
SRBA 第一
Sep
ペア分
2.
離第二ペア
Yes.
分離
Separation of the first and second pairs of SLBs.
There we go. Now we have about 8 minutes left in the right to orbit. 8-ish. It takes a bit longer because it's a hydrogen-oxygen rocket. It doesn't have very much power, but it's really efficient.
第1弾エンジンの燃焼は正常、制御系、飛行経路も正常です。ロケットは順調に飛行を続けており、現在の高度は約 93km、 秒速約 1.9km です。
It's quite good, quite visible still.
The first stage engine, attitude control, and trajectory are all known. The HTV flight is on hold. Current altitude is about 93 km. Velocity is approximately 1.9 km per second.
I don't think we'll be able to see the stage separation, but it's good they have clear skies. We can
英
see.
米フェアリング分離
The pale fairing Jetson.
Nice. Pedal fairing Jetson. Oh, you can see it. That's quite funny. Next time we'll see the H2B or the HTV flight or the HTV-X. It's gonna be on a H3 rocket, which is amazing. And if you're in Europe, you can probably see the HTV come over in, I think, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. When it's dark, you'll be able to see it.
打ち上げ後5分が経過しました。
It's 5 minutes after liftoff.
ロケットは順調に飛行を続けており、現在の高度は約 155km、秒速約 4km です。
Combustion of the first stage engine, attitude control, and trajectory are all known. The HTV flight is on course. Current altitude is about 155 km. Velocity is approximately 4.0 km.
They used to show this graphic where they have the all the telemetry. Hold on, I'm gonna check if NASA has it. Oh, there it
第1
goes.
段エンジン燃焼停止。
The first stage engine cut off.
Oh, the funky music again. Yes.
第1段第2段ロケット分離。
Separation of the first and second stages.
Nice.
第2弾エンジン燃焼開始。
Initiating the second stage engine.
Just a bit more to go. I wonder how long the second stage stays in orbit for. Probably one orbit or 2 orbits. It depends on when they get to deorbit it. Well, that being said, I don't know if the second stage is able to restart to deorbit. Around 8 minutes we should have like cutoff and separation. I hope one day I hope they show like onboard footage, because looking at this is quite boring. But yeah. I started streaming late, so nobody's here. Almost nobody. But thank you guys for watching anyway. And these launches aren't as popular, so yeah, sad. But I have the H2B flight 9. I have it updated, and it's gonna be on my website like in minutes after I finish my live stream. So yeah. Well, I don't know where you live, but you should be able to look up, and it should be the HTV should fly overhead. Hold on, let me check. I think it's around 10-ish, 10, 11 p.m.
ロケットは現在安定して飛行を続けています。
The status of the HTV is known.
And you should look southward. So this is yes, around 10, 20, 20 a quarter. I would say from anywhere from 10 past 10 till like 10:30 is gonna be a good time, and from 12 o'clock right overhead. Well, that's gonna be at 11:50, so let's say 11:45 till 11:55, somewhere around that. And it's southward and upward if you
打
are
ち上げ後 10分が経過しました。
in northern
It's 10 minutes into flight.
ish Europe.
ロケットは順調に飛行しております。ロケットは種子島宇宙村の各地上局からの捕捉範囲を離れ、小笠原局およびグアム局から追尾されています。
The H2V is in good shape. The launch vehicle has flown beyond the ranges of the JAXA Tanegashima and Fujinola stations and into Ogasawara and Guam station.
That's how to check
第
if
2弾
you're
エン
if
ジンの燃焼
you're
は正常。制御系、飛行経路も正常であり、ロケットは現在安定した飛行を続けております。現在の高度は約 281km、秒速約 6km です。
The combustion of the second stage engine, attitude control, and trajectory are all nominal. The H2V flight is on course. Current altitude is about 281 km. Velocity is approximately 6.0 km per second.
that's how you know your graphics in or of your telemetry is driven. So like you saw the stage do this for a sec. That's when you know your graphics are telemetry driven and not just pre-programmed. The Netherlands, so that's pretty north. Yeah, if you're in the Netherlands, the on Twitter, Marco Langebroek he tweeted out a few sky charts, so you should check that out if you're. I'm in the same country, so yes, you're gonna be able to see it. Southward and upward. So it's gonna be, I think, around 30 degrees in the first pass and 90 in the second pass. I haven't checked. No problem. You're welcome. Ah, bedankt, yes.
小笠原局はロケット追尾を終了しています。現在グアム局から追尾を行っています。
The launch vehicle has flown beyond the ranges of the Ogasawara station, and the Guam station is now tracking the launch vehicle.
I don't know if they do like a deorbit burn of the second stage. I should look that up. I didn't know that. maybe do, but I don't know if they're able to reignite the second stage. It's in a low orbit anyway, so it's gonna decay pretty quickly, but still, it's interesting. I think they deorbited it, but yeah. Hi, welcome back. You missed liftoff, or did you go to the other stream? Yeah, I started late, I know, but I had dinner and stuff, so yeah. Which language is this? This is Japanese. It's in, because the liftoff was from
第
Japan.
2弾
but-
エンジン燃焼停止
The second stage engine cut off.
There we go, let's see, go. Released, and then it will be on its way. And in 5 days it will be grappled and made it to the station. This is like the elevator music you get in in the elevator while you're waiting for it to drop you off on the right floor. Yes, second pause. Yes, that is correct. The first pause might be quite visible too.
HTV-9 分離
HTV-9
Yay.
separation.
I would check on the first pass as well, because there might be a possibility that you can't catch it on the second one. So try on
補
both
給物資を搭
passes.
載したコウノトリ9号機は国際宇宙
But
ステ
skies
ーション
should
に
be
向け
clear,
分離され
so
ました
yeah. There we
The
go,
Komodo
successful
Nine
launch,
carrying
yes.
supply goods left for the International Space Station.
これをもちまして H2B ロケット9号機による宇宙ステーション補給機コウノトリ9号機の打ち上げ実況放送を終了いたします
We will now conclude our live coverage of the H2V launch
Okay, there we
vehicle
go.
number 9,
Yeah.
which
Then I'll quit this anyway. F1. Yeah. Wow, I'm back. Look, magic. No, yes. Successful launch. Hopefully in 3 days we'll have in 5 days we'll have a successful capture and berthing of this vehicle. As you might know, the HTV can't dock on itself. It needs to be grappled by the Canada arm, then mated to the station. So yes, and if you're in Europe, please check out, check it out coming over your head. It's quite cool. Probably in the next few days it's going to be chasing the ISS, which in my opinion is one of the most amazing things you can see. So yeah, if it's visible in the next few days, I would definitely recommend that, because it's amazing. And if it gets like a day or two from docking, maybe a day from docking, you can actually see the ISS come over, and then like within 10 degrees you can see the spacecraft chasing it, which is quite funny. It's like they're playing catch, but then in your sky. Yeah, are there any more questions about this launch, about rockets, whatever? Otherwise they'll be rounding this off, or about this launch, of course. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about. It just appeared in my mind. So, the HTB. Go ahead, Simon. I'll just finish my story. The H2B has now been retired. The H2A will also be retired, but less quickly. But yeah, the H3 is going to take over, which in my opinion is going to be an amazing rocket, because it's going to fly the... Okay, hold on. You need to see the picture of this. Yes, 3, 2, 1. And yes, the H3. So this is the main variant. It's like it has a core stage, and what I think is special is that it's gonna have 3 main engines, except for the space shuttle. What other rocket has 3 main engines on its core stage? I can't think of any. So yeah, that's quite fun. And then yeah, you have the standard, the boosters they'll reuse. But the most fun thing is that they are planning on, hold on, let me see. I'll get to the question as quick as I can. But the HTV-X is going to be able to reach the lunar gateway. So what they're going to do is basically make a Delta IV Heavy, but then for the HTV-X, which in my opinion is so Kerbal. I love it. I want to see this fly. I want to see this fly. Yes, that is gonna be, wow, yeah. But it's liquid, it's hydrogen and oxygen, so they'll be able to get a lot of it in orbit. Oh, looking at it, they can also launch it in one go to the to the gateway. Interesting. Yeah, because what they're gonna do is gonna extend the second stage as well, which is quite interesting in my opinion. So Simon asked, is rocket power inversely proportional to efficiency in some way, or is there such thing as high power, high efficient rocket? Well, it's, yeah, not really though, but generally, yes, when you have a higher efficiency rocket, you'll have a lower thrust. Just because when you use hydrogen, you have a high efficiency, but then the liquid hydrogen isn't as dense, and so it depends on your mass, your flow rate, and if you want more power, you need to push more hydrogen, or hydrogen and oxygen, but in this case hydrogen is the main component. You need to push more hydrogen through your engines, which gets harder the more you need to push it through. So there is a point where it is just you end up with lower power. What defines the efficiency of a rocket? Well, you can, I don't know it from the top of my head, which is bad, but it's a specific impulse. So it's for certain mass, so let's say a kilogram of fuel, you can push a kilogram of mass to a certain speed. That is what the efficiency comes to, and it is in HII-B, so it's specific on the impulse seconds. So the higher seconds, it's a number where you can push a certain object for with like a certain mass, with a certain mass of fuel for that amount of seconds. So if you use hydrogen, you can get into 400 plus seconds, but if you use like RP1 or let's say lower impulse fuels, you get like only 200 to 300 seconds. So that 100 seconds is really, you get more bang for your buck, although in a lot of times you need to hand in your power because you just can't squeeze enough fuel through, because efficiency is based on like how much you can push for a certain time, but power is based on the combustion chamber pressure and the fuel flow rate. So higher flow rate is higher combustion pressure is also higher thrust, but thrust is not always what you need, because looking at let's take the Falcon 9 for example. The Falcon 9 is great at doing thrust, and for its kind of engine, it has a great ISP. But the second stage is probably, it's a good high thrust second stage, so it's good for low Earth orbit. But if you want to go beyond low Earth orbit, just the dry mass of the stage and the efficiency of the fuel makes it so you can't really get far with any useful payload. So that's why the Atlas V and to a certain extent the Delta IV, which has now been retired, is still relevant, because they use hydrogen and oxygen on the second stage, so they can push further with equivalent amount of fuel. And fuel mass, not fuel volume, because hydrogen takes up a lot of space. Do you want to do something with rockets, like working at ESA or something? Well, I want to go to university and study aerospace engineering, but I want to do something with rockets, yes. And I'm still, well, big ambitions is to start my own rocket company. Start small, make engines first, and then go up, and eventually launch something into orbit, which, yes, I want to do that. But working at ESA is like a yes and no, because it's hard to get in. That is the main thing I'm getting from it. But if I can, I think I'm gonna try anyway. Trying doesn't hurt. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. But yeah, to come back to Simon's question, there to some degree, if you want to get higher efficiency, you lose power, but that is not because of some rule. Well, yeah, sort of, but there's not a specific thing that says, well, you can't have this much power with this much with this fuel or this efficiency. It's just that it gets impractical. But looking at the Ariane 5 is like a sort of high power, high efficiency rocket, but if you want a high power, high efficiency rocket engine, the Space Shuttle main engine is the best. It's no, it's still higher efficiency. It's lower thrust, but for now it's the best engine. Still, yeah, unless somebody makes a higher thrust hydrogen oxygen engine, because methane sits in between. It isn't. It gets high power, but it's lower efficiency. But if you would make something like Raptor, but then with hydrogen and oxygen, you would have like the best engine in the world. Maybe there's some Russian engine which is pretty awesome, but I don't really think so. At this moment, the Space Shuttle main engine is still one of the best engines. Also because it was able to hold its efficiency from sea level to space, which isn't really something other rockets have. Yeah, unless we discover some exotic propellant. Yes, which hydrogen fusion engines might be a thing, but that is if you can get that, you can get a crazy amount of efficiency, but you need to be able to fuse hydrogen inside of an engine, inside of a high magnetic field, squish it, and then get thrust out of it, which is hard to do. But yes, could be a better engine, but that wouldn't be used for liftoff. That would be used in space only, because yes, well, if you talk about space, then ion engines are better, because they have like 4,000 seconds of ISB. You can have like a kilogram of fuel and probably get a few kilometers per second of delta V from it, but you have really low thrust. Which, then again, it is sort of proportional to the efficiency. Like when your efficiency goes up, your power goes down. Yeah, Hall effect thrusters. Which, if you use what is it, xenon, that is the best, because it's argon and all the inert gases you can use, but still, it's just a good rocket. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna end that stream here. Hold on. Yeah. Thanks for your answers. Well, you're welcome. That's why I do this, because I enjoy that. Yeah. And for everybody that tuned in, thank you for watching, and everybody has left already. Well, yeah. Next stream, I don't know what rocket it will be. It will be on my YouTube channel. I'll tweet it out. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye. Ah, yes.